So, how many of you have heard about Flow? Superb! You are awesome. So, before thinking about adding Flow to our code base, let's ask ourselves why we would want to add any type system to our code base. From my personal experience, I have found out that there are like 3 main benefits of having type system in my code base. If you have React-based project, can you imagine that every property that is passed to your component is actually used in your component, and you are not in hunt where this property is used and why it's passed, because it's actually is used? So yeah, with type system, we don't any longer have no unused properties on our component. Whenever you want to change type of the argument that you are passing to the function, with type system you will be immediately notified where else you need to make the changes. And last but not least, you will open your code editor and would be able to understand business logic of your application of that part of the code without even leaving your code editor. Because when code is enriched with types, it's much easier to understand what is actually happening there. Sounds amazing, yeah? Lunch would be sounds more amazing, I know. But yeah, what we have, what we need to deal with. Sounds amazing only if we are doing type system right in our code base. How to do it right? Let's grab some inspiration from real life experience. Health eating. Sounds amazing in the concept. We all want to eat healthy. But on everyday basis, what does it actually mean? What should we do? The answer is, let's follow simple rules. For example, as in Canada, they have very simple rules, plate rules, that allow you to understand what amount of what should be on your plate. So what are those rules for the type system and Flow specifically? I'm proposing from my personal experience to use 3 of them. First one, be as exact as possible. Let's see what does it mean on the example of the object type. For example, we are annotating blog post entry with the object type. If we annotate it without using exact object type, we'll get an error on the moment when we would want to access properties that actually exist on our object. That make no sense. But when we use exact object type, we actually would get error at the right place, where we would be trying to annotate the variable. It do make sense. Other example was very confusing for me when I was starting learning Flow. So actually, why I don't have error in this case? The reason for this is when we are assigning some string to the variable, its type is not this exact string, but rather general string type. So when you are dealing with string variables, cast all string by default and only make exemption for like really generic string types. Let's go to other rule. Spot black holes. So, what are black holes? Black holes are functions that return a value of which have type any, even though their type can be more specific based on the function internal logic. What I saw the source of such black holes in real-life projects are 2. First one, when we have the function where someone explicitly added annotation to the return value and its annotation is any. There is no way currently automatically spot these errors, but there is a possibility to add the rule to spot such errors, and it's a good place for you to make some contribution to the open source to this amazing plugin that allows us to have better rules in our Flow type system. Other case when we have such black holes of types in our code base, when we are trying to import types from the files that are actually untyped. To prevent this, we simply need to make proper Flow config and to prevent this import to be seen as valid. Last rule, use meaningful type names. For example, if we return back to our blog post entry object, ID there is a string, but is actually any string can be the ID? Answer is probably no. So we would rather want to have a separate type to provide this business understanding that it's not any string. And if we use alias OpenQ, it even can provide us some programmatic value. So I hope my talk inspired you to eat more healthy. No, to have type system in your code, but moreover, inspire you when you are facing a problem. Try to find simple rules that can help you to solve this problem. Thank you.